Today we're going to understand about incomplete dominance. But before we go into incomplete dominance, we're going to understand it by an experiment done on dog flower, or also called as snapdragon or antherinum. Here we took a red and a white flower, which is a homozygous dominant and a homozygous recessive, and we mated them. So we got the F1 generation as capital R and small r, which are all pink. Now after selfing this, we get one homozygous dominant, one homozygous recessive, and two heterozygous. But these are not dominant because the capital R and small r are pink in color. Therefore, we got an intermediate color. Therefore, the phenotype is 1:2:1 and genotype is 1:2:1 also. Now, what were the reasons for incomplete dominance? The dominant allele was not completely dominant over the recessive one. Like before, we saw for tallness and dwarfness, any one of the character was seen in the progeny, but in incomplete dominance, we saw there was an intermediate color that was seen in the progeny. Therefore, instead of any of the one character, we got something in between. Another example of incomplete dominance can be given by starch synthesis, where capital B stands for large starch grains, small b gives us small starch grains, and capital B and small b gives us an intermediate size. Next up, we're going to talk about codominance. Now, what is codominance? In codominance, both the characters are expressed in the progeny. For example, we're going to talk about the ABO blood grouping. The ABO blood grouping is controlled by a gene, which is gene I. Now, gene I has three alleles, IA, IB, and small I. IA produces antigen A, IB produces antigen B, and small I produces no antigens. Now, what are antigens? Antigens are sugar which is present on the surface of the RBC. Since it has three alleles, this is also called as multiple allelism. Now, IA is dominant, IB is also dominant, but small I is recessive. Therefore, if we mate a person with IA and small I, the progeny will have A blood group. IB and small I, over here the progeny will have B blood group, and if we take IA and IB, the progeny will have AB blood grouping. Therefore, this is called as codominance. Now here, if we take an example, the allele A, which is from parent 1, and allele 2, which is from parent 2, both the alleles, if it is IA, the progeny will have a blood group of A. If one allele is IA and second one is IB, the progeny will have a blood group of AB. If one allele is IA and second one is small I, the progeny will have A blood grouping, because of here codominance will take place. If one parent is IB and second one is IA, the progeny again will be AB blood grouping. If one parent is IB and second parent is again IB, the progeny will have a B blood group. If one parent is IB and second one is small I, the progeny will have a B blood grouping. If both the parents have small I, the progeny will have a O blood group. Now over here we see IA, IA and IB are homozygous, and IA and small I and IB and small I are heterozygous. Next up we're going to talk about is inheritance of two genes. Now in inheritance of two genes, we're going to study about two characters together. Earlier we studied about only one character, which was height. Now over here we're going to take a round and yellow seed and a wrinkled and green seed. Then we're going to mate it. In the F1 generation, we're going to get a round and yellow seed, which was predicted by Mendel that either of the one character will be seen in the progeny, which is dominant. Now after selfing this, we got in the F2 generation, we got the phenotype as 9:3:3:1, which is 9 round yellow, 3 round green, 3 wrinkled yellow, and 1 wrinkled green. In the first triangle, we saw that there were 9 round yellow. In the second triangle, we saw there were 3 round green. In the third triangle, we saw there were 3 wrinkled yellow, and the last one is wrinkled green. Next up, we're going to talk about is the law of independent assortment. Now, what does this law state? This law states when two pairs of traits are combined in a hybrid, segregation of one pair is of character is independent of the other pair of character. Now, what does this mean? For example, if we take a capital R small r and capital Y small y, which is a round and yellow seed, 50% of the gametes will have capital R, the other 50% will have small r, and also 50% will have capital Y and 50% will have small y. For example, we look over here, 50% of the gametes have capital R, the other 50% have small r, also 50% have capital Y and 50% have small y. So segregation of 50% capital R and 50% small r is independent of segregation of 50% capital Y and 50% of small y. Therefore, 50% of capital R gametes can have capital Y or small y. As we can see here, capital R has also capital Y and small y, and 50% of R gametes can have capital Y and small y. Here we can see a 50% of the gamete small r has capital Y and small y. Therefore, the gametes have a frequency of 25% or 1/4 of the total gametes. The law of independent assortment can also be understood by the segregation of chromosomes, where in possibility 1, the long and orange and the short and green, whereas the long yellow and short red are pulled together in meiosis 1 anaphase, and in possibility 2, the long orange and short red and long yellow and short green are pulled together. Therefore, from this we understand the pair of character is segregation of pair of character is independent of the other pair of character.